If you had a crystal ball and you looked to the very end of President Trump's second term in office, where would you expect to see this economy?
I think that we're already right on the cusp of having the greatest economy that the U.S. has ever seen. I think that Trump policies are about as good as it gets.
President Trump last week gave his economy a grade of A+++++. What grade would you give the economy today?
A++++. Look,
How do I think the economy is? It's A+++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++ person seriously who uses multiple pluses at the end of an A, something you wouldn't even literally do in grade school. But it's another day, and it's another blatant lie and just further brainwashing of a very brainwashed base. So is the economy A++++, or is it A++ only?
My favorite word, tariffs.
Let's check the numbers.
Trump claims to have created the greatest economy in history, but the economic data shows the following things. GDP growth forecast to be almost halved from 2024. Unemployment's ticking up. Inflation hasn't budged very much. So
that unemployment rate, the right hand of your screen, is a 4-year high. 4.6% unemployment rate in America, highest in September of 2021. I'm looking at average hourly earnings on an annual basis. They came in at 3.5% in November. That annual wage growth is the lowest in just about 4.5 years. So a mixed picture, but maybe a more negative read of the job market.
We now know that out of three out of the last 6 months, the economy has lost jobs, right? We just mentioned October, but also lost jobs in August, lost jobs in June. So 3 out of 6 months were negative. That's after going about 4 years without any months of negative job growth. And in fact, the economy is now on track for its worst year of job growth since 2020 during COVID. What really stands out here is the gap between wages and prices is narrowing. And that is one of the reasons why life feels increasingly unaffordable. It's because for a lot of workers, their pay is not keeping up with prices. Now, something else I just want to call out for you is the unemployment rate. When you look at specific demographic groups, we mentioned that the overall unemployment rate is at above 4%, 4.6%. But look at this, Black unemployment, 8.3%, and younger workers, those ages 20 to 24 and 16 to 19, they're continuing to have problems getting a job. Their unemployment rate remains significantly higher. So bottom line, you put it all together, this job market, it continues to look shaky, right?
Look, the economy's still doing great. It's still A++ if you ignore the data. If you ignore data that directly undercuts the Trump administration's campaign promises and their phony posturing as populists working on behalf of the American worker when we all know who they're really working for, then it's doing great. But are Americans buying this spin? Take a look.
So what was a single-digit spread has ballooned up to a 27-point spread in the negative direction. The bottom line is this. Donald Trump is trying to spin a narrative, and the American people aren't buying the spin that is coming out of the White House. Party trusted more on rising prices. Back in October of 2022, before that midterm election, it was Republicans trusted more by 14 points. You come now, it's a completely different tune. Now Democrats are trusted more by 4 points. So it's not just the president that the American people are turning on when it comes to inflation. It is, in fact, the Republican Party as well. A massive shift to the left towards the Democratic Party.
You see, this is an opportunity for the Democrats as well. The Democrats can take advantage of this massive swing in voter sentiment towards the economy by adopting an actually truly populist, progressive economic platform that would directly benefit working and middle-class Americans instead of the upper 10% who only care about the stock market and tax breaks from Poppy. But they probably ain't going to do that, despite however many speeches AOC may give.
Well, we are now coming up on a year of this presidency, and I want to talk to the folks at home who feel disillusioned by what ICE is doing in our country. Because what we have seen is that ICE is not overwhelmingly going after criminals. In fact, over 70% of people currently detained in detention facilities do not have a criminal record. So who are they going after? They are going after 6-year-olds in my district. They are going after students and permanent residents for their political views. They are going after Americans born and raised in the United States. And time again, Trump has floated taking away citizenship from U.S. citizens based on their ethnicity. At every point, this administration has lied to us about ICE in America, while some of the wealthiest actors in our country have tried to sell us a myth to defend it, including private prison contractors. And that myth, that ideology, is that our immigrant neighbors are our enemies and more dangerous than us. And they sustain that myth because if everybody believes it, they can get away with robbing all of us. I want to remind you where the real crime is. It's in the oligarchs taking $170 billion of our money from health care and food assistance and public programs and taking that and funneling it into a secret police program. It's the authoritarians trying to create a black box because once it is established, they can put political dissidents inside of it. But their hatred is a story, a myth, and we can choose to reject it. Donald Trump and Stephen Miller want you to believe that this is who we are as a country. And we are here to say that it is not. We are a country that has fought and defeated the Confederacy, that has defeated a history of civil rights violations, of secret police, of fascism. We are a country guided by a monument to freedom on the waters of New York City, who shines brightly and welcomes, quote, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free to our shores. So right now, I ask everyone in our country to fight for that ideal, to fight for this legacy.
So the words in that speech were pretty good. They're accurate and they're pretty good, but not delivered great, I wouldn't say. Not exactly soaring oratory, kind of stumbling on your words every couple of words and clearly reading a speech written by somebody else. But the words were good. We can solve the situation in our country with words like that. And then also an important thing is policy behind it. You kind of need the right people in Congress who are legitimately motivated to fight for and enact the necessary changes to change the policy, to change who this government serves, and not just do the words. So let's hope that shifts, because in the meantime, the economy ain't doing great, and speeches don't fix it. I'm Ben Gleib for Rebel HQ. You can follow me at Ben Gleib on Instagram for lots more.
Hello, everybody. David Schuster here. Thanks for watching. If you found this reporting and commentary valuable, do us a favor and tap the like button. For more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way, you'll be notified on your YouTube homepage when we drop a new video. If you are tired of corporate spin and want honest, people-focused news, click the join button below and be part of the fight for a better future. We wouldn't be here without your support. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thanks again for joining us.